Welcome, witches and wizards. Now, as I promised, bless you, we have a workshop to do. But before I start, let me, I just want to fan these out, or just get them in some form of order so I can explain what I will be teaching today. I'm separating them into major, minor, and court cards. There we go. And so, I spent all morning. First of all, welcome to the Tarot Workshop, where we will be discussing how to get into tarot, how to trust yourself, charge the cards, and basically how to be able to read our first tarot deck. Now let me lay down some basics. There are 78 cards, 22 major arcana, 56 minor arcana. I've heard there's new and funny and weird ways to say arcana. Doing some research, I heard it, but arcana is the way I say it. Now, built into these, we have an element system, a astral system, which covers the whole horoscope. If you know about the 10, the tree of life with the 10 points. I wonder if anyone actually gets that reference. There's so much further you can go with these, and it's all up your own interpretation, because at the end of the day you have to trust what you believe in. And so let's begin with the types of readings you can ask. Doing well, Shredder. Welcome in. We're just doing a tarot workshop. The types of readings, the most, or not even the types of readings, the things that you can do with tarot cards. When you get your first tarot deck, people assume all you can do is ask questions. And questions are a great way to begin, whether that is a proper question, a directed question, whether it's a yes or no answer, or you were looking for more in depth, or just a general reading. These are all what people assume when they think tarot. But I haven't used all of these, but in my personal practice I've used tarots in altars, with my crystal altars, with things like shells, and to add elements that maybe I was missing, or to enhance a certain strength like love, abundance. Don't be scared to use these in your daily spiritual practices. I've seen these being used in spells, for rituals. I've seen people use the tarots as a focus point for meditations. That is something I've actually done, and I almost forgot I did it. The same way that I do Reiki on the runes, I've done guided meditations over the major arcana. Wow. And it's when you meditate with a card, you realize it has so many different meanings. And even though all you need to know is one line, the fall, it's the beginning, it's knowing that you are a child in a much bigger world and that there is so much more to learn around you. And that's all you need to know. And even though by itself it may not tell you a lot about a situation, if you're doing a reading with 3, 5, 8, up to 15 card readings. The biggest reading I do is a 20 card reading. 21 cards if you're including the oracle card. One line turns into a beautiful story. And you have 78 cards to choose from. But that doesn't mean there's only 78 different meanings. Each card is reversed or is reversible. And when starting tarot, it's very easy to ignore the reverse. And it's not a bad idea when you're getting started, because it does double the amount of work you need to do. So whichever way the cards come out, you just read them like they're the right way up. But if you want to embrace the reverse, a very simple way is it's the cards opposite. And so you don't need to learn a new meaning, you just need to remember the meaning and see it in a new light. The other ways of looking at it is either it's a delayed response or it's a weakened response. Something like the sun, a beautiful omen, reversed, it's still a beautiful omen. But it may mean it's further in the future from you. It may be the reward is slightly smaller than you were hoping for, but it is still a very positive card. And another question I get a lot is, do you have to get gifted a tarot set? If that is what you believe, then gift yourself a tarot set if you don't have anyone willing to do so, or that you know that's even in the field. This is my traditional deck. This is the deck that I was given when I was, 5 years ago now, as a Christmas present. And so I was gifted my first deck, and I resonate with it amazingly. So many beautiful cards and the illustrations were very easy to read. Another little trick, if you're struggling to remember a meaning of a card, look at the picture, describe the picture, and the meaning will come to you. Whether it's the tower and seeing a physical tower fall down, or the devil card and knowing that someone is tempting you from the picture of the devil himself. The hermit who is on one path by himself and having to light his way with his own lantern.
I'm out of it now. Well, I'm not.
The hermit is a card that reminds you to look after yourself. That it is time to work on yourself. And without knowing the meaning, you can get an understanding for it just by looking at the card. And yet, there is another way of looking at this. I do have a second deck. This is the Gilded Tarot deck. You can just buy this one on Amazon. I actually got the affiliate link on my Discord. This is the True Black Tarot. This deck, I fell in love with the moment I saw the artwork. I resonated with it. I knew the moment I saw it, I had to have it.
Oh, you know, aside from the statement of work.
Just the heads up. You may have already heard her a few times, but my fiance is working right next to me. So if you hear her in the background, that's why. Now, I bought this deck for myself. Does that make it any weaker, or does that mean I have a weaker attachment to it? No. I gifted myself this deck because I knew I resonated with it before even having it. The cards are so beautiful. These aren't even very picturesque cards. We've got such such a beautiful contrast of the black and white and the yellow. I can't explain it. The moment I saw that deck, I had to get it. But this is only proof that you don't need to be gifted your tarot decks. If you see a deck that you like the look of and you resonate with it, buy it. We did the crystal the crystal workshop the other day, and one of the things I said is, if people don't know what to get, I tell them to get what they are drawn to. What do you think is beautiful? If you think something is beautiful, there's probably a reason for it. There's a reason it needs to be in your life, and that you want it in your life. And the funniest part of this is these two decks read completely differently. Most of the cards have very similar meanings to me, but over time I used these decks in different places, and so I could have the same reading or the same cards for the same question, but the meaning will come out completely differently depending on the deck. Now, what do you do once you have your first deck? A good place to start is charge your deck. Allow, and I am saying deck, allow yourself to resonate with it. You need to build up some form of connection between you and your deck. The easiest way to do this by far is to leave your deck under your pillow while you sleep. Allow it within your aura so that you can become one with it. Make sure, now that these are separate, it will be easier to disconnect these. So for the True Black Tarot deck, it comes in a box like this. It is a bit clumsy or clunky to put under your bed, but put under your pillow. But as long as it's close to you and you have it in your mind when you go to sleep, that's enough. But ideally, this is the setup I've got for my Gilded Tarot deck. I have a silk cloth, and I have a tarot bag. And that can sit right next to my head and it won't be any less comfortable. Now, the other ways of charging your deck, whether other people have, if you believe others have affected your deck, I'm I don't mind people touching my deck. But I sage. Especially at work, I sage my decks every morning. Well, the one I've got at work, and my Oracle deck. And another good one is to leave it on your windowsill. Unlike crystals, I wouldn't leave a paper deck outside. But leave your tarot cards on your windowsill on a full moon and allow it to cleanse itself of the energies within. And so that you can reconnect to it.
I can actually not worry.
And now, carrying on, now that you are one with your deck, we can start asking questions.
Yeah.
But we've still got one huge obstacle to overcome. Shuffling.
Yeah.
Do you have to shuffle? No. At the end of the day, this part comes down to what feels right to you. I've seen it all. I've seen people that shuffle for days and they keep shuffling until something flies out. And that's the card they'll use. And they'll do that 8 or 10 times depending on how many cards they need. I do believe there is a right way of shuffling. And sometimes it's also based on the deck. Because my True Black Tarot deck doesn't spread as well as I do. But I prefer to spread my cards out and just pick the cards I need. And I can pick them up straight, or I can pick them up and turn them as I pick them up. And because my intention is in every pick, you may think, but you've turned that card yourself. There are no accidents. Everything happens for a reason, so why wouldn't I be able to pick up my own cards and get a result that matches the situation perfectly? But so for a deck like this, the reason this doesn't spread very well is it's such a well built deck. Lightseeker, welcome. It's such a well built deck that it, when spreading, you struggle with it. But let me show you what it's like spreading a deck that you've molded to your hand over 5 years. Spread it perfectly. Lightseeker, I should probably tell you I am doing a tarot workshop. I can answer your question by all means, but no, I wasn't going to cut anything out. So if I answer your question now, you will also be in a YouTube video. If that's not a problem, just let me know your question.
Very nice. Oh my god. I just got it.
A minute for it, yeah. Alright, cool. May I have a reading for January? Yeah, of course. Start next year. You might not have seen this deck for a while.
Yeah.
Lightseeker.
I did it out of like.
But let's use these
my
ones.
own accord when and like move all these big ass clay pots, wash the floor and sweep the floor underneath.
Would you like an angel card or something with your reading?
Take everything out of my room, put it in the hallway, clean my room, then put everything back one by one. Like lift my bed up. I was tiny. Like lift my bed up. I just wherever I
Any
go,
messages are welcome.
like birthday parties.
Yeah, angel card works. Perfect.
Like, it's cleaner than it was before we started. Like, I just got baking. The that doesn't take long to clean. And I'll get it into help. But I just got like I want to do like little. There's like an olive cake thing. It's not sweet. It's just like instead of bread, it's like thing. And then there's like these little biscuity things, and I used to bring them into the office. My mum has always been amazed when I used to bake stuff she never even attempted when I was like 13, like rolling out dough. Okay.
Alright, Lightseeker.
But, next year I'll bring them in.
And highly sensitive, welcome. We're starting with the King of Pentacles.
Yeah. Are you feeling better then?
Quite a financially positive place to start the year at. We are both confident in ourselves and where our physical things lie in this world. And yet, subconsciously, we've got the Seven of Wands. Like, this isn't enough. You will constantly strive for more, and most likely, because of the way you've been brought up, we've got the Six of Cups. It's how you were brought up. You are brought up like there was not enough. And so the start of next year, even though you will be beginning in an amazing position, you will still be challenging yourself to do bigger and better for the next year to come. And our positive is the Knight of Swords. So these ideas we have in our mind, we can bring into fruition. But our answer is the Knight of Cups. So remember to enjoy your art, what you have created, the journey you have taken. You need to appreciate what you have created, or you forget to enjoy the journey. We have the star reversed. There's so much that you aren't taking in because of the fight for bigger, for more. Yeah, I've been taught money is important. Shit to focus on. This reading is not telling you to focus less on money. It's more that there is more to your life to take in. Nap time. Thank you for the raid.
Yesterday or today? It was yesterday.
Lightseeker.
I'm thinking out loud. Yeah, and like, it's like...
So don't be scared to think bigger than what is already here, but not assume that the only way to get bigger is to have more of something. The Nine of Pentacles is an amazing... It's a... It's an amazing card to have in terms of the money side of things.
That's what I thought.
It's appreciated, nap time. Thank you. I'll if my mod doesn't shout you out, I will in a second. But knowing the situation you're in, knowing that you're already doing so well,
Stay negative.
the Nine of Pentacles is also a very lonely road to ride on, because you can do everything by yourself. And what this is leading to, and this may be towards the end of the month, is you finding yourself alone and bored. And all you have to do to change this outcome
So, yeah,
is to appreciate more than what you are making.
I'm off after tomorrow, so I won't be on the Wednesday one. I'll be on the, if there's a Friday one.
Really, it's gonna be lonely, I'm anticipating.
Alright, and I'll try and get these stay in the works reviews.
These cards are not saying that your road is lonely, but that is the way you will be thinking it for a while. There is so much more to enjoy in your current life that if you looked at the bigger picture, you would find love and joy surrounds you. And so we've pulled the angel card child. And this most likely is ourself. You care deeply about children, and they readily respond to your love. All children, including your inner child, require love, affection, and attention. We can clear and open your heart and schedule so that you can give more time and energy to the children who need you. Light Seeker, I hope that helps. Financially, things are looking amazing. This new journey you're on, I have no doubt will do very well. But if you ever feel lonely or stuck, take a step back and you'll find you're surrounded by love and joy. It did. I appreciate it. Thank you, Light Seeker. I think we all need some love. Yeah. There you go. Nap time, thank you. And did we also have someone else in the queue? Alright, highly sensitive. Some guidance for the rest of December, please. I'm feeling Bubba next to it. I'm feeling Buddha. Oh, I'm feeding Bubba next to Ayo. Won't be texting much with a rune. Alright, yeah, no worries. But just the heads up, highly sensitive. I mean, I can cut this out depending on if anyone else joins the queue and stuff. But we are midway through the tarot workshop. So this may end up on YouTube. Just let me know if you don't mind. And because of that, I'm also using my my old deck. Cool. All right, no worries. 6 and 8. You can tell me afterwards. If you don't want me to use this in the YouTube video, I'll just take it out. I don't mind either way. Awesome. All right. Highly sensitive. Guidance for the rest of December. Not got long now. Next 10 days. We look stuck. We've got the Chariot. And so the universe is putting you on notice that things need to shift. Following that, we have the Moon. You are oblivious to the world changing around you. This isn't a negative thing. This most likely is an awakening of some sort. And so the more open you are to what is coming, the easier this transition will be. And the negative, we have the Knight of Pentacles. An ability to manifest things at this time are at a peak. But it's knowing when enough is enough. You don't need to hoard and hold things so close to you. Even in your answer, the Four of Pentacles, we're being selfish almost with the things that we have created in this world. So think of this time, think of this end of year as a time for renewal. Get rid of what no longer serves you. We have the Wheel of Fortune as your positive. Everything you let go of now will only amplify the amount that comes back to you in the new year. And so we have the Ace of Wands. Think about the things that you have lost interest in that no longer motivate you. If they don't motivate you, if you don't find them beautiful in some way, they don't serve you anymore. I can feel it. I am just before the Tower card at the moment. And so this is, you say the Tower card, but you may bypass the Tower card. This doesn't have to lead to a crumble. If you awaken, if you enjoy what comes, your tower never has to fall. But you are heading in a new direction with the Six of Swords. This journey has begun and it won't finish until you have reached your destination. So the only advice I can give you at this time is to flow freely. Be like water. Adapt to any situation the universe gives you and do everything with love. The final cards is the Lovers. If you keep love in your heart, then it will come back to you tenfold. This only becomes a negative if you snap, if you believe you've given too much away and you're scared you're going to get it back. I am overwhelmed. Being overwhelmed is not a problem. Snapping because you're overwhelmed is. But they are two completely different situations. Now your rune. Control your emotions. Accelerate your self-change. Let go of your judgment towards new opportunities and unwanted influences. You are a warrior. Act like one. So give yourself space so you can see clearly what is coming ahead. Damn you, Rune. Runes are always blunter than cards. That's why I love them. I just wish I knew them like I know my tarot. But highly sensitive, I hope that helps. Channel it, warrior. Got it. Nice. Thank you. Now we can get back to the tarot workshop. Where was I? We were talking about shuffling. So that actually worked out perfectly. You saw how I shuffle. You saw how I do readings. But it all comes down to yourself. I've seen people using... The most I've ever seen, someone had 48 decks. And they cut the deck 3 times and just used the cards after shuffling. Just used the cards on the top of that deck. So, as an example... So these cards never actually get shuffled, but I'll show you what I mean. So they actually shuffle the cards. And then they cut the deck 3 times. And then they use the 3 cards on top of that deck. I've just realized I shouldn't have shuffled. But it's not a problem. So now the only thing to do left, you have your deck, you've charged your deck, you've shuffled your cards. Now all you have to do is ask your question and know your spread. First of all, and I wish I found a good way of doing this. If you've been on a spiritual path for a long time, you may have already found out just naturally. But it's finding out what kind of psychic ability you have. There are 5 or 6 senses depending on what you believe in, but each one has its own clair of it. The one most people know of is clairvoyant, or claircognient. Clairvoyant is sight. It's the ability to see things with your eyes. If you close your eyes and see images when you're doing tarot readings, then you're clairvoyant. Claircognient is knowing. The other word for it, and the one you've most likely heard, is mediumship. Being, you know something to be true. And those two are easily the strongest abilities to have if you want the person you're reading for to resonate with what you are telling them. Because you know things they know. These are not the abilities I hold. Mine is clairsentient. I feel people's emotions. I'm very good when I see the cards in front of me. I'm very good at knowing what they're feeling right now, what's in their heart, and whether they've got a smile or not on their face. I know how they feel towards a situation. Then you've also got clairaudient, which is hearing. I wouldn't know, like even thinking through it, I don't know how these help. Technically clairaudient is almost like clairknowing, claircognient. Claircognient it's a weird word. I'm definitely saying that one wrong. But it's hearing what you need to say. Then the final two, and I don't know how you would use these if you have these abilities. Let me try and say these right. Clairgustance and Claireliance, I think. I've butchered those. But that's being able to sense taste and being able to sense smell. I see someone in your future and they are going to love the taste of lemons and pickles. If you have those abilities, find a way to use them. They are gifts. And I genuinely believe everyone has at least one of them. And the more readings you do, the more likely you are to find out what your ability is. I have no doubt that there must be, and I only spent 15 minutes looking, but I was trying to find a quick way of telling, and I couldn't find one. But go out of your way to see the ability you have, because once you start to understand where your knowledge comes from, the trust builds, and the stronger your trust in yourself, the stronger your readings become. And then we go on to spreads. You have your question, what spread should you use? The most basic spread in the book is past, present, future. It shows you what's happened, what is happening, and what is going to happen. This is the kind of reading you can give yourself on a daily occasion. Although my favorite one for the daily is how you're currently feeling. Your subconscious thoughts. And how the world sees you. I used to do, when I first started reading, this was the reading I did every morning. So it's your conscious mind, your unconscious mind, and the world's consciousness towards you. So you can see how you woke up that morning. You can see if that aligns to what you want to get done that day. And you can see if the universe is ready for that blessing, or I'm sure in some situations, revenge that you seek. It's a beautiful spread because in just 3 cards, you understand your mindset. This also was really easy for me, being clairsentient, because it showed me the emotions I would be feeling that day. But for example, let me read these cards as if they were my own. We're starting with the 9 of Pentacles. Reversed, there is a need for things to get done. But being reversed, I feel too alone to get those things done by myself. That I would need some form of support. Then the King of Pentacles is all about abundance. So subconsciously, there's a reason we're upset that we can't get things done, or we don't believe in ourselves. With the King of Pentacles reversed, maybe we don't believe we are worthy of the financial gain we would get for putting ourselves in a situation where we can learn and grow. And how the universe looks at us, or what the universe needs right now. The universe has a pride to itself. It wants you to step up to the mark. It doesn't just want anyone. It wants someone that believes in themselves. So I would start my day seeing these cards, knowing not only you could see it as an uphill battle, but always try and see the positive. That if I carry on going the way that I woke up, I wouldn't get a lot done. So I have two choices. Either make today about myself, to learn, and so that I can start to appreciate these types of things in my life. Or step up to the mark, believe in myself, so that I can get things done that maybe without the cards I would have woken up on the wrong side of the bed and stayed that way. But being able to flip those cards upside down and making the most of my day. These are the quick spreads. Then I tell you what, I found this morning while I was going through my stuff. This makes my life a lot easier because I don't use this spread anymore. This is the big boy spread, the Celtic Cross. This is the first big spread you'll ever use, and if you're using this spread, you probably have a very specific question. Whether it's love, financial, family. But you want answers and you want to know exactly how to go through with this situation. This goes, how many is this? 14 cards. It's a 14 card spread. And so we have the present moment. What's influencing your moment? We have past issues, immediate past. Growing thoughts or crowning thoughts. Your immediate future. Your fears, the emotional, the environmental factors, your hopes, and then your outcome. And then we have key cards as well that they use in the Celtic Cross. So this is like they call it the reader's fan. They're cards to draw upon for answers or to explain any cards in the major reading. Now, I used this Celtic Cross in making my current spread. You've all seen it. Let me 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Current moment, how you are feeling. This is all in your mind, subconscious. Already I know your emotional feelings towards a situation and what you want to happen and what your subconscious wants to happen. If these two cards line up, and I've had it many times where I'll get like a page in a Knight of Wands and I'm going, your subconscious and conscious mind are having a field day, they're loving each other. And then I'll have other times where I have the Lovers and the Four of Swords and I'm going, you're looking for love but you're feeling heartbroken. And so they're contradicting each other. Then we have are negatives and positives to this situation. So before we've even seen the answer, I've got an idea of the direction we're heading in. This only furthers the picture in my mind. Then we have the outcome and the order in which the outcome will play out. And these also magnify the main answer. Now, there's no name for this spread. I created it myself, combining that free card reading with the conscious and unconscious mind and the Celtic cross. 14 cards for me is way too many cards. It's not needed. Knowing that you've got 78 cards, double that with its reverse meanings. It's 100 plus meanings spread out in 8 different ways. It's very unlikely you'll ever have the same spread twice. And I would recommend you going out of your way, whether you use this reading or one of your own, to find the things you need to answer a question. Because I deal very much with the present moment and someone's emotions, it's great for me to know what they're thinking and not just what the answer is. And so I've seen, I actually watched one of my friends do this. I showed them my reading and they came up with a 6-card spread that worked perfectly for them. Queen of Wands, welcome. And so, now that we have the spread down, Queen of Wands, we are doing a tarot workshop at the moment. Now we need to find out our answer. So, to start with, what I would recommend you doing is just pull cards and read the book that comes with your deck. Seeing that I've got the box here, so the True Black Tarot deck comes with an information pack. I will recommend that you write every one of these cards down in a brief summary, the same way that the notepad that I'm reading off today, I've got all my runes in there, and I've turned 2 pages into about a page. I know, it's a really nice deck, the True Black Tarot. I turned it into about 4 or 5 bullet points for both the upright and the reverse, for each rune. Somewhere 5 years ago, I've got a notepad that has every tarot card. So at some point, if you want to learn these without reading the book, you are going to have to write these out and condense a block of writing into a sentence or two so that you understand it. But because this can take months, it took me 2 months to write every card out. But during that time, you'll get bored if you're not learning the cards, how to feel them, how to do readings. So use the book. Don't be scared to lay 3 cards out in front of you and read what the card has to say or the book has to say during your readings. Hottie Hotness, welcome. And you can do that every morning just to get used to your deck. But then once you understand their general meanings, there's some other things you need to bear in mind. The suits. Cups, pentacles, wands, and swords. Hi Hotness, we're doing a tarot workshop today, if you're confused at what is going on. Each has their own meaning and element. And these are great ways to enhance yourself while you're reading the cards. Hi Hotness, welcome to the queue. Let me just finish this little bit on the elements. Let me know what your question is and I'll get to you. And so starting with the wands, it's the element of fire. And know that if the wands are in front of you, it's talking about action. Then the cups, the element is water. And it is talking about the feelings, the emotions you have to your question. Then we have the swords, and it's the element of air, and it's your thoughts, not your feelings. They are very different things. It's not how you feel about a topic, but it's how you think. This is where you'll be able to tell the difference between wanting something and worrying about something. And then finally we have the pentacles, the element of earth, and it's the physical things in your life. Especially if you're trying to manifest something, whether it's wealth, love, abundance of any kind. If you're trying to manifest things, you may notice a lot of pentacles coming up. But if you are in love and are asking from that direction, you'll get a lot more cups. If you are motivated and very passionate about the things you are doing, you'll get wands. And finally, if you're stuck in your head or very organized and need everything planned out, you'll get the swords, as an example. Hottie Hotness, just a heads up. If you don't mind, I am going to put this all on YouTube. If I move to another country, it will be a... Do you mean will it be a good decision? Fine by me, awesome. Will it be a good decision and make good living there? Will I make a good living there and good friends, etc.? What's the outcome? I'm kind of scared, to be honest, about it. Yeah, let's have a look. And would you like an angel card or a rune? 6. Cool. Yeah. Why are we moving away? Is there somewhere... Is there someone you're hoping to be there? Hottie Hotness. We're starting with the lovers, a For the situation, it's longing for a partner, someone to ride by your side. And subconsciously we have the sun, a beautiful omen to this situation, to moving. You are very positive. You say you're scared, but you know you want to move. Maybe it's a feeling of not knowing your true purpose because you feel lost where you are. But you know deep down that out there is more to life. Do you have a special day where you do readings for followers also, or is it just for subs? All my readings are just for subs, but I do a quick fire round at the end of every stream. So if you stick around till the end, you will be able to get a question answered. But I'm only streaming Monday and Tuesday at the moment, so that's why. Hottie hotness. That being the case, we are... How long are your streams? There's only... I usually do 3 hours, and we're at 2 hours and 5 minutes in terms of the stream length. We have the death card as your negative. We are assuming... No, I think it's different. There's a lot of changes that are going to happen. 2 hours and 10 minutes. Nice. Hottie hotness, you're going to have to embrace a lot of changes if you are going to go down this route. And it's the changes that scare you. It's the unknown. But the fact of the matter is, you are forcing yourself out of your comfort zone. So there is so much room to grow and to learn new ways of being. This is the perfect setup for you. And we have the Hangman as your positive. All you have to do to stay calm is take it slow. There is no need to be in a rush. There's another country. It may be far away and very exciting, but it's not going anywhere. Whether you do it in a month or a year, be ready. Not mentally. Care Bear, welcome. But you do have to be subbed if you want to join the queue right now. You don't have to be mentally ready, but you have to remain calm. And as long as you are calm, you can carry on this journey, Hottie hotness. Shucks. And then we have your answer, the 8 of Pentacles. We're gonna struggle at the beginning. And this is to be expected, but we need to trust ourselves to just... I believe moving is a good idea for you, especially with the Sun card in your subconscious. The universe wants you to head in that direction. It is in no rush for you to get there. But not only does your subconscious want to do it, but we have the High Priestess. There's almost an intuition about you, Hottie hotness, that you know things need to change. And it's that intuition of yourself that will push you in that direction. But that is followed by 2 reverse cards, the 9 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups. You asked very specifically about good friends and good living. Both of these cards show struggle in both of those regards. The Nine of Pentacles being reversed means even though you may do well financially, it will be a lonely road to start with. And in terms of friends, the Ten of Cups reverse means because you're going to be so far away from friends and family, it's going to be hard to fill that void to begin with. Put it this way, in terms of my readings, I limit my readings to 6 months for a reason. And just for, if you make a decision, if you decide to go down this route and to travel, even though I see things going well for you in the long term, understand that there is going to be hurdles to overcome at the beginning. And when I say beginning, we could be talking 6 months. Even if you're only planning on moving away for a year, expect half of that time to be used up becoming comfortable with such drastic changes, even if you thought you were ready for them. Reading a book and living are completely different. Being book smart and being wise are two very different things. And a journey like this will make you very wise indeed. Your card is acceptance. See yourself and others through the eyes of the angels, with unconditional love and acceptance. In this way, you inspire and lift everyone to their highest potential. If you are able to accept the situation you are in, I have no doubt that you will make friends and brighten up those people around you. Make their life and your life better. But it's getting over that initial hurdle. That is the hardest part. Interesting. The most important thing here is to take your time. Your intuition will guide you in this direction. And I have no doubt, especially with the moon, that at some point in the future you will take this route. This will be beneficial to you. But it has to be on your terms. If you rush things, if you do things because those around you forced you to or pushed you, you have someone to blame. And being scared of change, you will end up blaming others over yourself. So make sure you're in a position that makes you the lead role. And then that way, instead of blaming someone else, you'll actually do something to change your actions. You will do different with the same situation, and you'll improve your life wherever you are. Hottie Hotness, thank you. Touche. And so, back to the tarot workshop. The last thing, thank you, Hottie Hotness. The last thing I wanted to cover, without going through every card, because we would be here for months, was a lot of people ask how cards resonate with one another. We've got, these were just the first two cards I pulled off the top, the Wheel of Fortune and the Chariot. One is the universe, or the way I look at it,
Are you sure you can handle it?
it's the universe giving you a checkpoint that you are being tested, that you can achieve greatness from. And the other is a timely matter, the Wheel of Fortune. Things are happening for a reason right now. So when I see these two cards next to each other like this, you can assume that the universe has a great plan that may shake your world, will change your world. But whether you like it or not, you're going to have to deal with this. This is I'm putting you on notice. Kind of summary here. But you'll find the Major Arcana is actually very easy to learn synchronicities between them. If I can find them quickly enough, I'll show you another really obvious one. We've got, so let's use this one, the Empress. That's it. Queen of Cups and the Ace. Is it going to be right at the end? Did I go past it? Let me pull out any of the aces, just so I can show you the example. Alright, we've got the Ace of Pentacles here. I'll use this as the example, because this could very easily be one. We have the Empress, which is divine feminine energy, and it's a card that can very easily be translated to being a mother, followed by the Queen of Cups, another card that is heavily emotionally built up with feminine energy inside, with the Queen. These two cards both are hinting or are showing the energy of a loving motherly figure. And then that paired with the Ace of Pentacles, a new beginning, something, and it works. I was going to grab the Ace of Cups, but the Ace of Pentacles still works because it's bringing something physical into the world. You may have already guessed it, but if I saw those three cards next to each other in an answer, it could very easily, depending on the question, but very easily be hinting at a baby. And there are loads of these throughout the cards. But so what I was going to do, let me grab one of each. Let's start at the beginning with the aces. I'm going to go through every number and show the synchronicities between them. So because I shuffled the cards, I'll only use a few of the cards, but you'll understand what I mean. The aces, for all four, this is only the minor arcana I'm covering now, but all four of the aces speak about potential and new beginnings. So if you ever forget the meanings, if you're ever confused at what these cards are trying to tell you during your spread, you can refer to these almost like mantras for that section, especially if you're pulling multiple of one number. There aren't just aces. When where's the Magician? This does delve into the major arcana as well. Come on, magician. There you are. The magician is also number 1. New beginnings and potential. No one is more powerful than someone starting a spiritual journey. The potential is huge. Then we have the 2s. The High Priestess. The number 2 resonates with choices, decisions, and duality. The High Priestess is trusting oneself. It's making that choice and knowing deep down that what you believe is true. And then we have duality perfectly summed up with the 2 of Cups. The bringing together of 2 people with feeling and emotion. Nice hands. Very pure, thank you. Then we go on to 3. The Empress herself. Cosmic Peach, thank you for the Prime sub. Much appreciated. The 3s speak about growth. Again, back to that baby reading. It's the 3s represent growth and opportunity. The 4s are safety and structure. 4s are perfectly grounded in the root chakra. If you know anything about the chakra system, if you watched my crystal workshop, the 4s are all based on having protecting yourself and being protected. The 4 of Swords are someone that needs rest, someone that is tired, someone that has worked themselves too much and are due the rest they need. Five. A lot of people dread the 5s because all 4 5s show obstacles and conflict. The 5 of Cups is seeing everything in a negative way, knowing or assuming that you know that everything is negative. But if you see by the picture, he's looking at 3 cups that are lying down, that have fallen, and yet if he just stood up and turned around, he'd see that there were still 2 cups standing up. It is that conflict. It's the 5 of Wands is almost physical fighting. The 5 of Pentacles is hitting a low point in a financial situation. And the Hierophant is probably the most positive one out of all of them. It's going to someone that you trust in times of need. The Hierophant is someone you can rely on, but it's very unlikely that you would go to them unless you needed them to fix something for you. And then we have 6. Compassion and balance. Cosmic Peach, welcome. Are you in a rush? If I can just finish these 10 and I can do your reading. No, it's fine. Perfect. The 6s do speak about balance and compassion. It's loving the situation you're in. Now, this can be seen in very different ways, especially the separation between these two. The 6 of Cups is reminiscing about your situation, but in a way from your past. It's looking back. Whether it was at a greater time or a worse time, depending on the cards around it. It's having that compassion and maybe knowing that you want it back. Or in the 6 of Wands case, it's the ego. That is the way you are. It's the way you live your life, or you see yourself in your life. And then we have the 7s. I actually went through all of these cards. I made this list myself. I tried to look for it, but I couldn't find very good ones online. So these are all my meanings. So by all means, if your deck is slightly different to mine and you notice new intricacies or new combinations that make sense to you, add these to your book, whatever it is you're using as a basis of your knowledge. The 7s. Wisdom and understanding. I always love hearing people's interpretations. Yeah. It's very easy to do the wrong thing when you don't know what is happening. And talk about interpretations, we've got the 7 of Cups, someone is overthinking. That is they may feel wise, but their interpretation is they've been spread too thin. And so in this case, it's hard to interpret, knowing that there is so much going on in your head. The 7 of Swords, I sum up in one way, and it's someone stabbing you in the back. And sometimes you need to be wise to realize whether that's a good or bad thing. Whether you can let them go. Whether you can forgive them. These are the powers that the 7s have. The eights. Movement and change. The strongest eight is probably the Eight of Wands, which is the definition of moving. You are already in transition, trying to get away from yourself. But then we have movement in another way with the Eight of Cups. This is someone that lives in the past, and so they are trying to get away from their present moment. And then the Eight of Swords is someone that is worrying, and so wishes to get away from their mind. The nines. Dedication and transformation. The nines are where people get comfortable. They are close to the end of their journey. But being 9 and not 10 usually means it's the final hurdle. It's the big will I. The Nine of Pentacles being very positive in this regard, telling you that you can do this by yourself in the upright position, that you have everything you need, that you don't need anyone else around you to get to the end. Whereas the Nine of Wands is that things are getting hard. We are near to the end, but our motivation is lacking. There is a weight building up, and we are struggling right at the end. Following that, keeping with the same suits, the 10 can be summed up very easily with completion. And yet the 10 of Wands is having everything on your shoulders. It's someone that has suffered and yet is still walking today. It can be seen as completion because there is no more you can do to better yourself. But in the same regard, the weight that you have put on your shoulders is unbearable. And so luckily also with the 10 of Cups, with the 10s, you have to remember that throughout our lives we will go through new cycles constantly. And so most likely what happens after here is a Tower where things change. But in the Pentacles example, we have completely embraced or accomplished our goals. Most likely in this situation with the Pentacles, physically, we're talking materialistically, we have achieved a lot, or have been rewarded for our hard work in a physical manner. The Cups is about having a family and being able to bring those around us who love each other together. Even if singly not everyone gets along, when combined, you are in the presence of a perfect family. And so there is only one more bit to cover for the tarot reading session, the tarot workshop. But we will do it after Cosmic Peach. What is your reading? Sorry, what is your question? Let me know what your question is and whether you'd like a rune or an angel card with it. I'd actually like a general, please, if you don't mind. Yeah, of course. You'd like a rune card? I'm sure someone's made those. I do have a rune oracle. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah. We're starting with the Three of Cups. This is just a general reading, Cosmic Peach, but we're celebrating. This is followed by the Seven of Wands. We have a position of power that we're trying to almost hide it. The card's reversed. We don't want to admit to ourselves that we're doing this almost for our ego. But it's not a problem. Our negative is the Star. And so there are a lot of opportunities for you coming up. But because they look so far away, we're focusing solely on the positives. I would almost recommend this over the latter, because the latter would be to worry, and it's not needed. There's so much to life that you can enjoy right now. You're positive, the Knight of Cups. Even reversed, you are full of love. And love that you're willing to give to others around you. And then we go to your answer, the Six of Cups. In terms of what I see so far, it looks like we are focusing, this celebration is this reminiscing from what it was like when you were a child. There's a lot that you have taken in, and just seeing the Three of Wands beforehand, because of this leap that you need to take to your future self, instead of making that leap, we have gone backwards. And yet the card is in an upright position. Right now, the best thing for you to do is to enjoy yourself. Cosmic Peach, the new year, I have no doubt, will have a hell of a time for you. In terms of the challenges it's going to give you, the obstacles it's about to put in front of you. But none of that is your problem. We've then got the Six of Wands. There is, I don't want to say definitely, but it's what came up in my head. There's definitely an ego problem of sorts here. You're unwilling to let go of what has happened. And I agree with you in this situation. For the rest of this year, make the most of this. If we are in a positive mindset, if we are celebrating and enjoying ourselves, enjoy ourselves to the fullest, so that when you are ready to make the bigger choices with the Three of Wands, those choices that force you outside of your comfort zone, you don't remain blindfolded. The last card being the Two of Swords. That fear that you have right now for the future that you're trying to avoid. I can relate to the ego thing. I just got out of a 6-year relationship, so there's been a lot of change. I can relate to yeah. Whether we're enjoying the relationship we were in, the memories, if that's what this reminiscing is, make the most of it. Enjoy your memories to the fullest, so that when you are ready and when you are needed to make the bigger choices, you have the power to do so. Your room. You will be rewarded for your hard work. But it's time to rethink your profit and gain. Stay mindful around good fortune and share that good fortune with others. And it says, as above, so below. Cosmic Peach, we are going to have to remain very mindful of what our ego is telling us. Counting Star, welcome. If our ego is of a negative mindset, that quote, as above, so below, means you'll manifest most likely the very thing you're trying to avoid. This isn't me telling you to turn your ego off. It's something that's impossible to do. But become aware of it. Try to become aware of your thoughts during this time of celebration. Ask yourself why you're celebrating. Because if the answer is because I'm better than everyone else, then you're celebrating for the wrong reasons. But if you're celebrating because you love what has happened in your past, you love that anything can happen in the future, then you are celebrating for the right reasons and guiding the universe in a positive direction. What's that quote?
He who says he can and he who says he can't are both usually right.
I don't know if you heard that, but we both heard that the other day and loved it. I'll repeat it just in case you didn't hear it. He who said he can and he who said he can't are both usually right. Cosmic Peach, I hope that helps. Yeah, I definitely need to get back to being more mindful with my ego. Thank you, it did. Awesome. Thank you, Cosmic Peach. Alright. I tell you what, let me close the queue. Counting Star, you are next. Let me know your question. Also, let me know if you're in a rush, because I could finish the tarot workshop first if you're not. Then do your reading, and then we can finish on a quick fire round for everyone. Thank you. Having a good day. No problem. Perfect. Thank you. All right. The final thing to cover. We have gone through the basics of the tarot, the types of uses of the tarot, their meanings in reverse, how to get started, whether gifting or being gifted yourself your first cards, how to charge your deck, how to shuffle, what possible abilities or psychic abilities you may have in terms of tarot reading, and the types of spreads. We've gone through the wands, cups, swords and pentacles and their elements, and we have just finished what the cards mean in terms of their number from 1 to 10. And now finally, change that. Perfect. Just so I've got one of each suit. Finally, the court cards. Oh, no worries. The court cards have they fill a different niche, and it's probably one of the hardest cards for people to get their head round when starting tarot, because not only do they have their meaning as a card, but they also serve as a placement for a person. And so in terms of their general meaning, already knowing that we've got action, feeling, thoughts, and the physical things in your world, in terms of the wands, swords, cups and pentacles, all the pages speak about direction. It's where you're heading, because it's usually at the beginning of a story when there's a page. The knights speak about the speed of which something is happening. If you see the king, the cups, the knight of cups, you're a hopeless romantic and someone in need of love and fulfillment sooner than later. Oh, no, you're all right. Sorry, my fiance is just putting dinner on. The Knight of Swords in this circumstance, if this card is reversed, it's allowing your mind to go haywire way too quickly. And yet in the upright position, you may see it as things moving quickly, but having control of the situation through your mind. No, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Then we have the Queen. The Queens and the Kings are very similar in terms of their meanings. It's the feminine and masculine energies of the situation. Whereas the Empress and the Emperor are the feminine and masculine in their entirety. These are of their element. It's the feminine qualities of feeling. And so these are the emotions of a mother. The feminine qualities of the physical is being able to provide for, or having everything that is needed at the right time. And so if we are comparing the king and the queen of cups to the king of cups, if this is a mother, the king of cups is having a much more, I want to say, realistic view towards love, but it's still full of abundance. It still believes that there is love can build beautiful things between people. And in terms of the King of Pentacles, it's very similar to the Ten of Pentacles, having fulfilled the needs to provide. And then there is one other way, and this is where it can get confusing with the court cards, is each court card can also be seen as a person. Knowing the trait, the Knight of Pentacles could be a teenager, someone that's very in their head, very organized, maybe even OCD about the things they do. But you can tell by the picture we have children, teenagers and adults, male and female. So you can, if you are asking about a specific person, and let's say you pulled those two cards and it's a love reading, the male will be described as the Pentacles and the female will most likely be the Queen of Cups. And you'd be able to see the positive and negatives between the two of you, and what you'll most likely find out to be obstacles. One of you is very fluid in the way you do things. Love is before everything else, whereas the King of Pentacles will put work before family. They would rather provide wealth than provide their time. And with that, without teaching you the meaning of every single card, you have everything you need to for your journey along tarot. But I'll leave you with this: the most important thing of all is to trust yourself. The little voice inside your head, the thoughts and feelings you feel while reading, trust them. Don't be scared to be wrong, but say what you see, and you'll be pleasantly surprised by the responses you get. The first day I learned it was one of the first days I did a stranger. It's very easy to do friends and family when you know a situation, but I did a stranger for the first time. Thank you. Thank you. Having a good day. I did a stranger for the first time. When I say I've been doing tarot readings for free 5 years, it was just before the 3-year mark, and I did a stranger at work. I was reading through my tarots, and she came in and saw what I was doing and wanted a reading. And my dad, who I worked with, went, "Oh yeah, sure." And I'm there going, "I don't know what to do." And just before I started that reading, I went, "You know what? Let me just say what I see." And I'm reading through her cards, and I say something about her father being too far away. And it's an 8-card spread, and I've gone through to the end, and I'm there going, this made physically no sense to me. I don't see what situation they could have been in that this made sense. And then I look up, and there's tears running down her face. And it turned out her father had left or had to move to another country when she was very young. And she was questioning going to visit him now that, like, she was old enough to go out and do it herself. And so the sooner you trust yourself and not worry about what you feel or try to make sense of the situation, the sooner your readings will actually make more sense to others. Now, Counting Star, you are the final reading for today, and then all of those watching, we will do a quick fire round. Counting Star, what is your question? You are still here. I should have. Counting Star, let me know if you're here. Let me just do a... I'm here, awesome, okay. What's your question? Reading comes with a crystal. Advice with the guy I'm dealing with. And would you like an angel or a rune? You pick, awesome. Let's do an angel card. We'll use the angels for the quick fire round as well. Alright, counting star. I was on the assumption this was something love related. Actually, it might still be. Advice with the guy I'm dealing with. I don't know if you want to say or not. If you don't worry about it. I'll just say what I see. We've got the Knight of Cups. There's you being a hopeless romantic, but then also believing that time is the most important thing about love. And because you believe you have to wait or you have to be patient, we're stuck. Yeah, love related, okay. We're stuck in limbo here. We have surrounded ourselves in fog and don't know where to go. But this fog you have put there yourself. This is a subconscious thing. You're reluctant to open up. And we don't even have your subconscious to back you up. We have the High Priestess reversed. We don't trust our subconscious. And I think seeing the cards so far, we've got the Seven of Swords, which is being stabbed in the back, but I think you're stabbing yourself in the back. Followed by the Two of Cups, a reluctance to join a unity. You refuse to join anyone, even though what you seek is love. Even though your answer is you stabbing yourself in the back, the thing you need to appreciate here is the Fool. Embrace that this is a new beginning. And if you treat it like a new beginning, like a clean slate, a clean slate is what I meant to say, then it can be quite profitable for you. Whether this is a good or bad idea, these cards so far haven't said anything. But there is no point getting into a relationship if you are already preparing for it to fail. This idea that time is the key. The longer you know someone, maybe given enough time, you may trust them. If you have lost faith in humanity, time will not fix something like that. Not in the span of one relationship. See things for how they really are. The card's reversed. You don't need to be in this confused state about this relationship. Or I don't know where you're at in terms of the relationship, but be willing to open yourself up. So that if this relationship has anything that could be profitable for you, and I say profitable because we've got the Pentacles, but it sounds a little harsh, but there is always things to learn in new relationships. And this may not be the one, but if you don't treat it like one, you'll never treat any of your relationships that way. An opportunity to forgive. This situation brings you the opportunity to heal, grow, and release negative patterns. Hold the intention of seeing the other person's inner divine light and goodness. We will help you release unforgiving thoughts, feelings, and energies, and lift you to a higher place of peace and compassion. It's hard, I have no doubt, but it's an obstacle you are going to have to overcome. I can tell you now, as a hopeless romantic, if you don't overcome this obstacle, there will always be something missing. And once this obstacle is overcome, that card flips over and we have a completely new reading. Time may be your friend, but it is not your best course of action. If you have to throw yourself in the deep end, do so. I hope this helps, Counting Star. And good luck. Thank you. All right, tomorrow we will be back with the True Black Tarot deck. But to finish on, let's do a quick fire round. So if you would like a reading, you don't have to be subbed. So write the word angel so I know you're asking a question, and followed by your question, whether it's a general or something very specific. It can be absolutely anything you like. And I'll pull one card for everyone, and then we'll probably finish on a raid today. Also, tomorrow will be the last stream for the end of the year. I won't be back until the 3rd. I believe that's saying that it might be the 4th. It depends if I'm doing anything bank holiday. T, welcome in. Roger, welcome. Goddess, good to see you. But first of all, T, a general. Blessings in disguise. Happy holidays. What appears to be a problem is actually part of the answer's prayer. You'll understand the reasons behind your present situation as everything resolves. Trust in heaven's protection and infinite wisdom to answer your prayers in the best ways possible. Practical Magic, welcome. Could you shout out? Yep. Zach, it's been a while. Good to see you. Having a good day. Should I work late? Entrepreneur. That answer might be yes. Self-employment suits you. Suits your disposition and intentions. Working for yourself allows you to better follow your intuition and divine guidance. We are your co-workers, your teammates, who remain loyal by your side to ensure your success in all ways. Happy holidays, everyone. If I miss anyone, just let me know. I'll get to everyone eventually. Who was next? Counting Star. What should I do today? Well, we have the wedding card. Don't think of this as having a wedding. Think of this more as a hopeless romantic. Marriage is the union of two souls joined in love, mutual respect and commitment. It signifies a desire to deepen love over time. Your wedding day is a testament to your well-found faith in love's power. Continually breathe life into that faith and love, dearest one. Roger, will the next year be better? We have a daydreamer. You will more easily hear and receive our messages if you daydream regularly. Relax and open your mind to receiving without directing your thoughts. Just notice any feelings, visions, or ideas as if you were watching a movie. This is the seat of creativity. Roger, just maybe you missed how good this year was. Goddess, will I be picking up a gig next month? We have creative project. Your soul longs to express itself in creative ways. We're guiding you to infuse artistry and creativity into your life. Creative expression makes you feel alive and excited, and reignite passions towards your life. As long as you are doing the gigs for your own entertainment, I have no doubt that you will find places to do them. Zach, what will the overreaching shadow for 2022? It's a pretty good one. Joy. That's me. All right. Zach, joy is the highest energy of all. It's the magical sense that everything is possible. Joy springs from appreciating the gifts within each moment. Joy allows you to attract and create your present and future moments at their highest possible level. Thank you. All right. Let's do this. Me too. All right. From me, stay kind, stay cute, stay curious, my friends. And I'll see you all very soon.